Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my little corner of the internet where everything is awesome because, hey, you're here and you're pretty awesome. So why don't we get into an awesome game? Spawning here in the top left corner, we have the Protoss Liquid HuK. Now this was a fairly recent game, but obviously he hasn't changed his name to EG HuK yet. One of the reasons for that is that he does play on the Korean ladder, and I do believe there I was watching him stream and he's still labeled as Liquid HuK. But nonetheless, this could be from a little bit before. I'm not sure which server this was taken from, but HuK, EG HuK is ranked 118th in the Korean Grandmasters. He got his way into Grandmasters, made it up to 118 with 118 wins and a 99 loss for a 54.38% win rate. Now people might be saying, oh, well, on the last cast you just said, selected like 78%. That's, 54% is terrible. Kids, it's the Korean ladder. Nobody messes around there. That is as serious as you're going to get it. And for him to be in Grandmasters is absolutely amazing. Now, KiwiKaki is our bottom right yellow Protoss spawning, so we are going to be seeing a PvP, as you would have noticed in the production had you seen. And he is ranked 47th on the North American Grandmaster ladder, with 92 wins and 20 losses, so not a terrible amount of games played, but he's still ranked up there because he is pretty awesome. Again, with my little corner of the internet. He has an 82.14% win rate, even higher than Selects, though fewer games played. Even still, very, very well-known, very powerful player. Both exceptional Protosses, both are actually Canadian, though HuK is also U.S. He has a dual citizenship. And for somebody curious about when I said, well, he made it back into the Grandmaster server, well, what our ladder, what do I mean by that? HuK went on a long trip recently where he was in Korea, and he got into Code S, and he made it to the round of 16, maybe even the round of 8, because he's HuK, and he just does that. I do believe he's the highest competing foreigner, or he's the highest ranked foreigner in StarCraft 2 thus far. And when people say foreigner in terms of StarCraft 2, it means non-Koreans, or in terms of StarCraft in general. But he went on a long travel around. He went to DreamHack in Europe, which is called DreamHuK because he won it so well. He went to the Storyhouse 3 Cup, and he won that, the in-house game there. And then he went over and he did the Battle.net Invitational for North America when he was also moving around back to Korea, and he had MLG Columbus and he had MLG Anaheim, and then later he had I mean, he's just been all over the place. The guy sleeps on an airplane, I swear. Like, not just because, oh, I have a 12-hour flight, but because he's had 8,000 12-hour flights because he's HuK. He's been in, well, all that time not distinctly laddering actually got him removed from the Grandmaster ladder, from the ranks. If you are too idle in that position, then they will remove it. And that was the case for HuK. But he went right to rank 1 Master in his division, and he finally pushed himself up back into Grandmaster. And it's great to hear that he's been doing it all the more. No doubt having an interesting time, hopefully a good time with his new teammates in Evil Geniuses. With and in Evil Geniuses. Now, HuK has gone into a 3-gate, what might be a 3-gate expand. He hasn't dropped for robotics, and he hasn't dropped a council yet. So we're waiting to see as he builds up money what exactly he plans to do. He did drop this off to the side pylon. HuK, known for his kind of proxy pylons, is what I call them. They're kind of proxies, because they're not right at the front door, but at the same time they are kind of close. It looks like he's gonna try to 3-gate, not even 4-gate. Did he forget his 4th? No, there's the robotics facility. So a little bit of 3-gate pressure, as KiwiKaki is going into the exact same. Oh, these players almost perfectly mirror each other. Good force field, though, as KiwiKaki chose to go for that sentry. Both zealots are going to get sniped, but another sentry and a zealot come out. HuK's going to go ahead and back away and say, well, you got sentries, I'm going to have to wait for a little bit. But if nothing else, he can leave some pressure on. Of course, in PvP, the joke is that the first player to drop a second Nexus is the first one to lose, because Protoss can mirror each other so very effectively. Excuse me, some great tea to help my voice. HuK going to go ahead and pull back. Made sure that there weren't any other sneaky little expansions here or there. Controlling both watchtowers, always effective. Terrans can actually park siege tanks on either side of this, and they can control both watchtowers while at the same time having the siege tanks cover each other. From at least melee units. Obviously, a siege tank parked here could shoot a stalker way over here. Well, maybe, knowing siege tanks. I'm sure that'll be in the next patch. Patch 1.5, siege tanks have had their range increased to 15, because we found they weren't being used enough. Now, here comes the difference. An observer coming out for KiwiKaki, while a Twilight Council being dropped, and an Immortal's already been pushed out. So the Immortal will help it against any major Stalker push. And it looks like that's going to be the case, as HuK has dropped Robotics Bait, or help against Armored, I should say, which is going to help against those Stalkers and that Colossus. HuK did drop a second Nexus, so as per stereotype, he should be the one to lose this game, and you all can just stop watching. No, don't stop watching now. Watch the whole way through. We don't know. It hasn't been scouted yet by KiwiKaki. And KiwiKaki choosing to go straight into Blink, 3-gate, with a touch of Robo for an Immortal and an Observer, into Blink. Oh, that Stalker going to get sniped out there. Thermal Lance is on the way as the first Colossus is ready to come out. Now, both Observers are going to spot each other here soon enough. We can see if that Observer just stops. Come on, stop, stop. There it is. And HuK, if he catches it, doesn't quite. Oh, he just barely saw it, but he's not going to be able to snipe it out. KiwiKaki may not. He didn't see the expansion, though. He's about to. Oh, he might get it sniped. This would be huge if he did, because KiwiKaki needs to know if there's an expansion. He's going to go ahead and make his push. The expansion was canceled. So HuK feels the pressure coming on. There's the proxy going down for KiwiKaki. HuK's proxy not spied. Stalker's going to get sniped out from the watchtowers. And it's a good thing that that pylon wasn't sniped, because then HuK would be supply blocked. Absolute worst time that it's going to be. Here comes the push from KiwiKaki, the scouting probe, coming up to see what he can see. He might be more than a little surprised to see the Colossus out. Thermal Lance is finishing up. He needs to chrono boost it. He's got 75 energy. He needs to push it out as fast as he possibly can. The Thermal Lance is going to make absolute world of difference. The Observer giving range to the high ground. Second Colossus does come out. Force Field would nullify all of these Zealots if